landscape mode. I was trying to do landscape mode and I couldn't see how to get in to the
Oh, okay.
broadcast. I had
You
to
mean
go
for,
out of the broadcast and go back into that way. So
well, we're glad you're
anyway, I'm
here.
here and I wanted to
Yeah.
apologize to you guys. I didn't see that you guys were with me yesterday, and I wanted to apologize for that.
You're
It's
welcome here anytime.
Actually,
Any.
Donna, the invite yesterday came after the broadcast ended.
Did
what
you
did
hear
you say,
that?
Randy?
He said the invites came after for some reason. It was really screwy.
It was
Oh,
really
okay.
weird the past couple of days. It seems to be okay today.
Okay, good. Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
so I don't know if it was a glitch or what's going on, but we've been finding that people are blocking each other, so it's making it
oh.
difficult for people to be together. Yeah.
Hmm.
If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have been planning for you? Not much.
Very true. Very true. It's funny need to be in charge of our own lives, but often we don't do the things that we want to do. We do think about things that other people want us to.
Well, it's easy to fall into that. Oh, we're starting to get some of Randy's army in here. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you there. Sorry
Mr.
it didn't work out,
Husname, remember?
Nazim. You, Nazim seemed like a very nice gentleman, so we need more
Yeah.
of those on Happs. How are you feeling about Periscope leaving? Shiny Hippie yesterday was crying a little bit. I felt bad for
Oh,
her on broadcast.
yeah. She's been upset ever since they announced it, I think. So I'm fine with it. I excuse me. I think that things
As
have
she
to come and
chokes.
go. Yeah.
I'm
So.
fine. I have to go. Bye.
Yeah. No, I really feel that things come and go, and that new things are coming. Well, new doors will open, and it can and possibly will be better than before. So just have to go
That's
with the flow. I feel like
so you've got on your microphone there. It looks like a little towelette or something. Does that stop the wind?
that is the stop the wind. I have it. It's one of my face masks. Because normally I broadcast,
Yeah.
without having to hear anyone. So I just have this down where no one can see, and I have a microphone that's just a microphone, but I can't hear in that either. So I've
But
been
that
using this.
works.
Yeah, I've been using this other one so that people.
Good riddance, I say, Helen. Yeah, I hear you. Helen probably agrees with a lot of people. Some of the Periscope, it's kind of like, ugh, is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's not what it was. That is true. I did
Your
love
Yeah.
a lot of Periscope. I love that we could find people all over the world. That's how we found each other, probably. You know, and
It's so true. I
I
would
thought
have
that was
not
great.
known of Randy for sure, and I wouldn't have known of you. I'm with Randy, especially on Periscope. Your network was crazy. Like the amount of comments he used to get, it was insane. But you had the same thing. You had broadcasts where you had almost too many people. You couldn't
Yeah,
possibly service them.
yeah, that was. I did have that for a while, for a long while, and then it almost seems like as soon as Periscope announced they were going, it's like all of a sudden they all went away. But that's okay. Well, the people, like you said, the people will find you when they need you, and we'll still be here.
Well, the thing is, you're a proven commodity that they know and feel safe. Randy said that before. If you make a space where people feel safe, they'll come back.
Yeah,
Did I
and I can
paraphrase
see.
that right, Randy? I don't want to.
No,
Can
that's
you hear?
people feel comfortable, not necessarily safe, comfortable. They feel at home. They feel like they're with friends. Some days we need to be gentle and kind, and people want to hear to be peaceful at the beach with Donna. And other people like to have their peace questioned by Michael. And sometimes they just want a hillbilly to scream at him and say, "What you doing over there?" We don't all watch the same movie at the same station every day. So there's
That's so
a
true.
delightful bunch of broadcasters, and everybody likes someone. It just depends on the time of day and what they're doing.
That's true. Yeah, and
If I'm
we all have
stressed
to.
out, I can turn on Dawn, and she's over there. No matter what's going on, she just makes it peaceful. She's a stretch, and I'm just, oh, okay, here we go. I'll calm it down.
Yeah, you can breathe.
I would pay to see Randy do your yoga.
We'll have to do that one day.
Yeah, that would be good. I think it'd be pretty ridiculous to see us two try those movements. Yeah, there'd be a lot of falling. At least with me, there would be, and moaning.
Yeah,
We could just.
Blueberry has a good point about the Periscope. People liked it because it was super easy to use. That is so true.
Yeah, it was super easy to use.
The
Super easy.
quality wasn't great, though. Would you agree with that, Donna?
The quality of the broadcast or the
Yeah,
quality of the
like,
people broadcasting?
whoa, oh,
I'm just asking.
column A, column B. All right, the real Donna, step forward. Here you go. You're safe to be yourself here.
Well, she's
I was just
absolutely correct.
qualifying your question.
That's good.
Actually, two answers.
It wasn't where I was going, but it's very truthful. That's why it was powerful. Um, I don't know. Do you think Haps will make it, Donna? I hope it does. I love this
I hope
platform.
so too. I just think of how great Periscope would have been if they would have had some of Hatt's features when they began. So I think I'm hopeful for that. But you never know; they could get bought out at any day, or just decide it's not working enough. I think they have a really good jump start with Periscope. They got lucky there, and I like all the people there. So it feels good being here. Um, I don't know the energy. It feels right, so it feels like that's where I'm supposed to be. And I always wanted to have a platform where I could distribute my broadcast to every different outlet, to all the different platforms. And so now I have that, which I think is super awesome.
Do you know what's weird though? And maybe it's just me, but I find when I put it out to the other networks, I get some traction, but not the traction I used to get.
Yes,
Do
yes,
you find that
yes.
as well? How about you, Randy? Do you know what I mean by that? Like I put it out, but it's not the same traction I used to get. Maybe I just used to.
You have to focus and capture and stick with that audience on that platform.
Yeah.
Multi-streaming keeps the stragglers watching that don't want to go elsewhere. But at the end of the day, some people are committed to YouTube or to Happs they like one type of medium
Right.
Yeah.
and they just prefer to go with it. When the Periscope started going kind of like really Wild West, a
Oh, I
lot of
like
us went
that.
to YouTube first, but the comments were so the latency is on purpose there for moderation. And then a lot of people didn't care for it. A few people stayed there. You have Judy and Ron and a good group of guys that are there, and they've been successful on YouTube. But I find I need that low latency instant response for me.
Can you explain that to people who don't have a clue what you're saying?
When I talk and you answer, I see your answer instantly. If there's latency, time I went to the next subject, your comments coming in, so it's confusing.
That was really bad on here, guys, at the beginning. Like
Oh, it
Randy and I
was.
would do a broadcast in the morning, and it'd be like 3 minutes later, and we've already gone on to another subject, and we're kind of doing like a puzzle, trying to figure out what they're talking about, or we think it's ridiculous, the answer, but it's not.
Yeah, Nazim, he says his wife is doing the Zoom. Yeah, you won't be able to do two video calls on your network unless you have excellent connection. Mine is that way. I can just do one broadcast on my network. If I add another one, it just shuts down.
You know what's funny is that we're having problems getting other people in the broadcast. Like I invited Martin. Martin can't get in. Nazim is popping in and out. It's weird. We still have your old network here. Randy's, whatever that was, his cell phone. But Donna, what are you right now? What's one of your goals that you have for social media? Do you
My
mind talking
social
about
media
that?
goals. It's very interesting. My goals for social media is that I want to do a little less. I want to do a little less, but I want it to be. But at the same time, I want to
Martin,
reach more people.
yeah, well, I could hear Martin listening to Martin. We can. Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
he
We're
popped in for a
having
second.
problems getting other people in the broadcast. Like I invited Martin.
Oh, I hear the
Martin can't get
latency.
in. Yeah. Martin, Nazim is you're going to have to turn your stuff down a bit. We still have your old network here. Randy's, whatever that was, his cell phone. But Donna, what are you right now? There. I just muted him till he figures it out. Okay. Okay. All right.
He gave the thumbs up.
Are you in a loop or something? Don't bring you up? Yeah, don't. Okay. But we get this occasionally where I'll hear everything that was about 20 seconds ago, and it's usually because someone has the device on, or it's just not linking correctly. Martin, do you feel like you could say hello now? Yes? Okay. We'll bring you up. Hi, Martin. Did you get any sleep, sir? Can't hear
Hi,
you.
Martin.
Oh, there. Now we can.
Did you get sleep, sir? Can't hear you.
Had more sleep than I actually have. Hello, Randy, and our other participant today is, where's she gone? Donna. Hello, Donna, as well. And of course, hello, Michael Bathurst. Is it Bathurst? Bathurst? How do you like to pronounce your name? Obviously,
Bathurst.
correctly.
Bathurst. Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Well, Randy got bounced out of the room for some reason. You're not blocking Randy, are you?
He's come back now, I can see. But no, this is the trouble with this platform. I hear you talking platforms while you're trying to bring Randy back.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, you know, I am very disappointed at how unstable the platform is. I mean, on a positive note, yeah, you know, this is going to be potentially awesome, as it is already, Happs, don't get me wrong. But it's just that the first mouse never caught the cheese, so to speak. And as I've repeated a few times on here, and this certainly isn't the first time that this has been tried and obviously very well tested. You know, and it's very, very, you know yourself when you're broadcasting,
Yes.
you're doing everything. You're keeping your eyes monitoring that internet connectivity, and it half the time doesn't even add up, does it? You know, it says to you it's a poor connection when often there's really nothing to worry about, so it causes unnecessary anxiety. And that's the key, I think, if you're not careful.
I love
you know,
that.
you're trying to focus on the content creation and listen to a guest talking and effectively interviewing them, having a conversation and understanding what they're telling you. But half the time, I mean, particularly on mobile, I'm constantly looking out to see how long before the signal. I'm getting used to it.
Are we talking about Happs or Martin's first marriage?
Well, Randy, yeah.
Bye,
Thanks
Donna.
for reminding me to qualify. But yeah, I'm talking about Happs.
I know. I'm playing.
But of course, don't forget. You know, I mean, yourself. Your mobile broadcasts are exceptional. I don't know whether it's also partly because the is it 5G you're on or 4G infrastructure there in Saudi Arabia? Seems to be pretty good.
I actually had to turn off the 5G and switch to 4G only.
Okay.
I found that 5G is bursting download and slow on the upload for me. You know what I mean? It's not a steady 5G, but it's coming in bursts.
Understand.
So when I have 5G on, I keep getting good signal, bad signal, good signal, bad. And then I turned 5G off and went only to 4G, and I became stable again.
It's ironic you say that, because I've said to people, I'd rather kind of, you know, we've spoken briefly about this bonding technology where you have more than one SIM card and the software or app brings together the signal from two internet connections and sort of makes a super duper one, ideally. And I'd sooner have two 4G SIMs than just one 5G SIM, for an obvious reason, which is if one fails, at least you've got something to continue with on 4G. Whereas if you've just got one 5G SIM and it fails, it's failed. So yeah. Has Donna left us now?
Yeah, I think she's going back to her broadcast. I think she was. I think she just wanted to pop in and say hello, and I think she's going to go do one herself now. But
sure. Just while we're on this techie subject, slightly, you two guys, are you both familiar with Restream.io, the website?
No, I don't know what that is. Inform us. Do you know what that is, Randy?
Well,
I've heard of Restream.
So Restream is one of the first multicast platforms. It's basically the part of Apps which you know, is integrated already in Happs, which allows you to broadcast simultaneously to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, particularly as well, and in fact anywhere. It has the functionality to feed to wherever you want it to, whichever server.
But the multi-stream, every app does that. From OBS StreamYard to Streamlabs to Stream, you name it. It's all, they all have the ability to do it.
Now
The
they do,
problem
but
they
obviously,
have is with the TOS on different applications, their terms of service don't allow it.
yeah. But as a broadcast platform, for example, as a standalone broadcast platform, Periscope, while it could be one of your destinations to broadcast to from somewhere else, such as OBS you mentioned, you couldn't start a broadcast on the Periscope app and then have that simultaneously going out to other platforms. Not easily, anyway. But what Restream
You're
does,
right, not easily.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
easily.
So what Restream does, it allows you to use something like, as you were saying, OBS, and you feed to Restream, and then it feeds out simultaneously to the other platforms. But they recently, in recent months, they launched their broadcast studio, which is similar to Happs, and I've got to say it's pretty good, very good. Now I would use it. I was testing it out again only 24 hours ago, which is why I mention it. But the problem is you can't then use one of your platforms or choose one of your platforms as Happs. Do you see? So you can broadcast with something like Restream to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously, but you can't then say, I also want it to go to my Happs account. And that's what they said they're working on in around about 6 months here on
Yeah,
Happs.
there's a way to do it with the Happs. You have to do, you turn on the live app, you mirror the channel on a presentation, but then you do get a little bit of a lag on the mouthwash, on the lips and the words. I experimented with it. You could do it, but you're right, it's a challenge.
It's
I
not
think
seamless. It's not
right.
seamless.
I think
Yeah.
Randy, what you're referring to there is effectively like a screen capture. It's like a false webcam scenario. You're using your
Exactly.
video as a webcam. Yeah. So you can do that, but you shouldn't have to, and you can't too easily if you're mobile. And that's what I'm trying to bring to people in a much better way as well, is some sights and sounds in a mobile way. So yeah, work in progress. And as we know, Happs is beta.
So
Hello, Miss
Martin,
Josephine from the Philippines.
with the Happs, what are some of the things that you have enjoyed? Because I've noticed you're on here
the people, and
community.
You know what? You can be, and this is not to be disparaging in any way, but off the top of my head, there's an analogy. You could be in a mud hut in an African country and have the best time of your life without electricity and just with the right down-to-earth people and positive people. You can be in the best Western city, with all the mod cons and have the worst time ever. So it really is down to
I see where you're going. Okay,
it's down to the people that are around you, isn't it? And so but perhaps there are some great people out here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, the community is strong. I heard that you had Eric on your show. How did that go?
We'll be talking to Eric again in about 3 hours time. Yeah, Eric Happs.
Yes.
Yeah. He was just introducing himself in a roundabout way. There was no sort of structure to it, and that's what I'm trying to do as well with the broadcast that I'm involved in. Is certainly bring some structure, but also let people know in advance what we're going to be speaking about. Because often, as a user myself, I know how frustrating it can be. You join a broadcast and you're trying to work out what it's about, and often it could be about anything, depending on what the viewer and listener wants to contribute.
What was our broadcast about? I was with you and the fine gentleman in Japan. We're having a great time, but I had no
Jimmy,
idea.
yeah.
Was there a subject?
Jimmy Heaven, my friend, I originally met him, you may recall, in Los Angeles over 11 years ago now, quite a number of years ago. He's relocated to Japan. So we want to bring some Japan to the West and inform people what is it like around Japan as a different culture, just like you do often, Randy, from your locations.
But he's a great guy. I think I didn't even. Is that what we were supposed to be talking about during the broadcast?
There was no agenda. That's the point.
Okay, I was just wondering because I had fun. I didn't know we had a subject.
It was brilliant. It was just the fact you were there, I was there, he was there, and we could talk about whatever we wanted to talk about. It was great.
Helen is saying, is that frustrating? Does it have to be about anything specific? So I think a lot of people just wing it. And you know what? Some of the best broadcasts I've had, like we had no agenda. I had no idea you were coming up today. I had no idea that Donna was coming up. I knew Randy was coming sooner or later, but But
again,
I
you see,
think
there's two ways of looking at it, isn't there? This is a great type of broadcast. Absolutely, it's like phone-in radio. It always works. They open up phone
exactly
lines,
that's
and people
exactly
can
what it's
call in.
like.
They can
Yeah.
either call and comment on something that you've brought up as a topic, or they can just change tack, as I say, and change the topic. Something happened to someone today in a store. It was positive or negative, and they want to bring it to people's attention or have other people's view. And that's great. But also, obviously, as we well know, it's like television schedules have always worked. You have a list of what's coming up at a certain time, because we're busy people, never, more so than 2021. So it's nice to, in advance, if you do know specific things, particularly, if you've got someone who's a specialist on a certain topic,
Yeah.
as Happs are doing at the moment, aren't they? Scheduling in advance is always, it's a good way to give a certain type of person who is your audience the option to join or
I'm
not.
gonna give Randy a minute here to catch up on the comments. Go ahead, Randy. Randy?
Yes, hello. Hasnain says, virtual camera concept, back from the other conversation. Before I go, do you guys have an idea how many people are on Happs? I was telling him I'm estimating around 30,000. Shawi Seema, hello, good evening, and how are you today? Happy Friday. What's up, Seema? Nazim, this is better than Clubhouse. Hey, there you go. Myrna, hello from Texas. And Nazim, you're welcome. Seeking 17, waving, good morning. And I heard you said Helen. I don't see her comments. I think she still blocks me. But it's
Is
weird.
that Ellen Wallace?
Yeah, I can see her comments on my
Ellen
phone.
Wallace, the last comment I see from her says something about that's what YouTube is for. Live streaming is about interaction. I'm not sure what specific she was referring to there that was being said, possibly by myself. But what I would say as well is I find it difficult to accept YouTube as a social media platform. I don't know about yourselves.
Agreed.
It never was built for that. It's great that the interaction is there. It's essential that it's there to make it different from regular traditional television, or for that matter, radio broadcasts. But this is, I find, like, for example, now the irony is, if someone was watching this on YouTube, if that's where it's going on your channels, Michael, then YouTube would be a better quality potentially than where it's originating from on Happs. I've noticed, and also where are we? So so again, you've got Twitter. Is more newsy. I think we'll agree, and a bit more, soundbitey in general. But that's definitely a social media platform to interact with people and have them agree or disagree with you or other people in the chat. And of course, Facebook as well, definitely social media. But YouTube, I think that's more also a lot of corporates, if they don't mind using a public general social media platform to broadcast, say, a conference on expo, that sort of thing. YouTube's great for that. But hey, things are always evolving, fluid, and changing.
We have a question from Nazim about, can you play copyright music here? No. Any copyright music, if you do not have a DJ or radio license, is illegal. They may not enforce the law, but when they come for you, they will not lock the door. They will open it and say, take you as they need be. The reasoning is there's laws passed for different reasons. Now, if you're a radio DJ and you have a license with some company to play various music, it's all right. But for the individual to sit there and play your home
Morning,
album, this is not going to be that's not acceptable. Fraser's here. Good morning.
Yeah, I keep hearing bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy, bad boy. That's what I'm hearing as you're doing that disclaimer. Martin, I'm so glad you got on. I have really, have wanted you to come on for a while. I guess, been lurking you, watching your broadcast, whatever you prefer, from time to time. And I love the fluidity of your shows. Anybody who doesn't know Martin Shine, please subscribe, support, do whatever you can do. Throw the man a few coins here and there. It doesn't hurt.
Thank you very much for reciprocating there, Michael. What I want to do as well is just throw this in. This is UK specific. I'll put a comment in there. And if anyone's interested in the ins and outs of music licensing, there are, as you can see now, specific licenses that you can apply for online, whether you've got a regular show, broadcast, or just a one-off, and it's far less than if you're broadcasting traditionally again on TV, and it's worth looking into to cover your back.
What kind of money? What kind of money, sir?
I don't think it's going to break the bank. I think we're looking at a maximum on a good day around about $1,000 per annum, for example. I think, and I might even be far out with that. To overloaded that to guesstimate.
Well, when you find out, tell us. When you find
I
out,
will. I'll come back to you. But that's a really good comment by someone. I say, it comes up from time to time. But that's another reason why you want to, for example, if you are certainly a professional and you're broadcasting an event that is more corporate and not just as casual as these, shall we say, if it's going to have music in it, and if it's music focused, for example, putting that on Facebook, that's immediately going to be taken down within half an hour until the broadcaster says and clicks on the relevant buttons to say, I have the music license for that.
You mean within half a second? Half an hour is way too long. They get you.
YouTube's very quick like that. It depends on what music is you're using, Randy. But absolutely, particularly again, if it's one example that isn't necessarily music, they certainly had their eyes on recently was that UK ex-royals interview with Oprah, wasn't it? You couldn't find that anywhere on YouTube, the full version. No one could be posting that because it was shown as a full program. It was broadcast in the USA, and then around about 24 hours later, it was then shown in the UK. But they really had a tight grip on the publication.
That's so true. That is so true.
Another thing is as well. So the point again, you got to choose your platform carefully if you are going to certainly be broadcasting music. And as you guys will probably be aware, there's plenty of music out there that doesn't have any copyright. It's free to use, and YouTube itself supplies it, doesn't it? As well, and
you also have to set your accounts for adult depending on your language content. So if you speak if you use cuss words, basically, you have to change your account to adult. If you keep your Facebook, YouTube, or other account as general audience, they will flag you. Within seconds, you have to keep it change it to adult, or they will definitely flag it. So, and even if you these things the hard way, I didn't even know. I didn't know that you weren't allowed to cuss on the internet. I thought that was crazy.
Randy, that's a good point. The settings, just briefly on that, I would say as well, particularly if you're interviewing someone or having a conversation with someone and you don't know what they're going to say, it's always best to choose that option because they may say something that isn't age appropriate for the young ones. Yeah.
So Martin,
go ahead.
Martin, what is your goal on social media? I've been asking everyone that today. What is your vision for the future? What is the message that you're trying to get out there? What is your brand? What you get kind of what I'm asking.
Absolutely. For sure. Really, I wanted to help be a part of the vehicle for anyone out there that wants to let everyone know what they're doing. A lot of people can't do this. They, for whatever reason, they don't want to, or they can't just hit that broadcast button themselves and go live and build their own audience. So we're going to be here to help people do that. And there's a lot of businesses out there, for example, certainly small ones starting out, and they obviously need the exposure, event organizers, service providers, and they often say, and it is an excuse, I've done it myself in the past as well before I got to this point, I'm too busy trying to run my business or start my business to even worry about content creation and going live, even for 5 minutes a week. Well, if you say to them, well, you can just get on to, here it is, as you know, we've been trying to initiate Shinecast as a brand loosely. The other one specifically, if you don't mind me mentioning,
go for it.
Is called Hello Goodbye. Now, hellogoodbye.live is the URL, and at the moment that just goes to a Facebook page because that will serve us great when we start. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, start actually populating that ongoing with regular talk. And so again, if someone owns a florist and they're too busy, give us a call. And then we will arrange that once a week for 20 minutes, we'll have a chat. What's the latest that's new in your industry, and how's things going in your store? and then after the 20 minutes chat, they've got their content created and they don't even know, almost don't know it. And then they can post it on their various platforms, and we'll make, as I say, we'll make it very accessible to everyone.
So you using Happs and social media as a vehicle then to, be warm, dry fed, make some money. Nothing wrong with that.
Ultimately, yes, yes, but also the point is as well. You see, I want people to know in general when I'm because it's about the know, like, and trust factor, which you kind of alluded to earlier on with one of your comments as well, I think, in this broadcast. So if people know that you're constantly talking to others who they're not, it's not going to just be wasting their time, there's some quality in the content, they're going to follow you, and then they're going to be interested in whoever it is your platform's speaking to at that time. And I hasten to add, I'm going to be pretty busy going forward, as we all are, so it might not necessarily be just my face and voice on our channels going forward.
I love that. I'm going to give Randy a second here before we go, because I don't like to have them go much more than an hour. Randy, can you just basically talk about people, in the sense of leaving Periscope, coming to Happs, maybe you being the person that they use as their ULR invite? Why don't you do that?
Yeah, if you've seen my broadcast coming across Periscope, YouTube, and other outlets. If you will use my invite link, you will get $25, and it'll help us both out. So if you'd like, my link is throughout different profiles from Twitter along. Use my invite link, and it assists me. It also helps me in another type contest we're in, but I hadn't really looked at that. But just use the invite, and you help get you some money and myself. Is it a big amount? No, but what will $25 get you? Who knows? As you like. Anyway, Mr. Michael, thank you for having me on the broadcast. It's good to see you. I do need to talk to you in private in your green room, as we call it. So I'm just going to give my goodbye and let everyone know before you even ask it. I'm grateful to see Mr. Michael and Mr. Martin, as always. And
Thanks,
I want
Randy.
you to change your profile to your job as, what are you grateful for? When the other day, somebody was saying that, and it's her whole vibe. I need to introduce you to this lady. She's great. And her whole vibe is being grateful. And as soon as she said the word, I went, "Oh, Michael's here." I mean, I think you branded it. It's your brand now.
Well, that's nice. Thank you, buddy. So, right. Martin, I don't know if you know how it works. Before we end the show, I ask you what you're grateful for. So I'm going to bring you up. You tell us what you're grateful for, or not. You also have the choice of no.
I'm grateful for being here today on this day in 2021, speaking with yourselves, and it's not supposed to be cheesy that at all. It's so easy just to say, but it really is good. 3 people here, if you don't mind me saying, but we're focusing on the positive. The glass is always half full, and everyone out there needs to know that. And if you have any doubts, come speak to Michael, myself, or Randy. But yeah, and having the opportunity. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now, as we part, and as we always part, is there anything, sir, Martin, that you've got going on today that we can help you promote? Because you were talking that you're going to have Eric on, and we love Eric at this right here in this little platform, our little community. He's a big part of our community. So when you see him, basically tell him that we tried to promote his existence on the Happs planet. That would be awesome.
So well, 3 hours approximately from now, which is, and we've got to remember the clocks have changed in the USA already, haven't they? They've already sprung.
That's correct.
Forward.
That is correct.
And so usually Eastern Standard Time, where Eric is based, certainly that would be 5 hours ahead of London, where I am right now. So at the moment, that's only 4 hours difference. So we'll be going live London time 2:30 p.m. today, which will be 10:30ish. Yeah, that's right, Eastern Standard Time.
I will try to have a look at that today.
Yeah, please do. As I say, I'll definitely be speaking with Jimmy Heaven, and I always get the questions. He's generally got a bottle of some sort of alcoholic beverage.
All right, Michael, I'm sorry to interrupt. I have to run. You guys have a good day.
Thanks, Randy.
Bye, Randy.
Bye. Look after yourself. Yeah, but people often have to be reminded that for Jimmy, his day is well and truly over. The time we start, it's about 11:30 p.m. and his weekend is
Yeah.
well underway. So he's having just chilling out. He works on the computer over there in Japan, talking to people all over the world. His main sort of day job, if you like, is teaching people how to speak proper English.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That's awesome. All right. You have a great day, sir.
Michael, thank you.
All right, everyone. So that was a very fun, unique show. We had so many guests on that one. Thank you, Donna, for being with us today. Thank you, Randy. I haven't had Randy on the show in quite a while. Nazim, I'm sorry it didn't work out, and I was honestly very pleased to finally have Martin Shine on this morning. And if you can, folks, please support each other. Fraser, good to have you in the house. Thank you so much, Von Allen, for being here today. Hopefully, in the future, we'll get together and do something in the near future. I would love to have you on the show, just you and I, sometime for the maybe the first 10, 15 minutes and just talk about a bunch of different stuff. Colin, I was sad not to see you in the room today. Sometimes it just works out that way, certain guests come up, but we seem to always be able to fill that 1 hour slot or close to 1 hour. I would love it too, Vaughn. Are you still doing your show, by the way? If you are, shamelessly plug it in the comments there, and I'll try to repeat it. I'm not sure if you have a schedule line. I'm going to leave the broadcast with this. We must all suffer one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. I'm going to read it one more time. We must all suffer one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And that is Jim Rohn. If you don't like how things are, change it. You are not a tree. I think that one's hilarious. That's Jim Rohn. One more. If you don't like how things are, change it. You are not a tree. So listen, I love the roots that we've been making here on Happs. I love the connections that we're making. The community is growing each and every day. I pray that you have a wonderful weekend and a fabulous Friday. And please, whatever you do, choose to be kind to yourself and shine that inner light in the darkest places. God bless you, and may your heart and your mind be full of gratitude and grace.